I got my job through a recruiter. They do accept an advanced diploma companies to apply to. They even paid for my visa. So make sure that you have your documents ready by the time you apply, like maybe 5,000 rand, like pay for your flight, they pay for your hotel, they pay, you're coming here to work, you're not coming here to relax. So be prepared to work. That's the salary range you are to expect, like somewhere from the 30 something going up. Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Bradley.d.hlatshwayo. I've come on social media platforms. If you're a channel subscriber, thank you for coming back. As you can tell from the title, today I will be talking about how to teach English in Japan, and not specifically for JET, but like different other companies too. We will be covering the requirements that are needed to come teach in Japan, the documents, recruiters, salary, benefits, you know, pros and cons, and all of those things in this video. So I did an Instagram live a week ago with Mbali, and we were talking about teaching in Japan in general, and I got a couple of DMs asking me to actually do a video that is not targeted to the JET program, but instead other teaching companies as well. So I'm not on the JET program, I teach for an international company, and I got my job through a recruiter, and I found this job on a website. So I'm going to be talking to you guys about that, because people don't really trust websites and recruiters, especially when it comes to things like this and moving overseas in general, like they don't. So I'm here to tell you that you can trust them, but you also need to do like a little bit of more research. So I'm here to provide you a little bit of information to help you ease your way into teaching English in Japan. So yeah, let's get started. A little bit of background about me is that I'm Bradley. I've been living in Japan for 10 months now. I came here last year in 2023 in July, end of July basically. So end of May will be my 10th month living in Japan, and so far it's been going okay. A lot of people don't really know about Japan, especially like from my home country, South Africa, and I don't understand why, because I see a lot of like American people come to Japan to come teach English, or people from the UK and all of that, like they know about it, but it's not really popular amongst South Africans somehow. Like people know about South Korea and China, but not really a lot about Japan, which is quite strange. Why did we pick Japan? Because I'm not here by myself, I'm here with my husband. We came to Japan because we obviously looked at the other countries and decided like benefits, standard of living, pros and cons, and all of that stuff and whatever, and then we decided to come to Japan. We did really consider like EPIC program, which is like the South Korea teaching English program also, and the JET program, like they were like neck and neck, but we ended up coming to live in Japan because we thought like Japan was more authentic and was more like, it still to a certain extent holds, you know, true to its true identity and not too westernized, where we feel like South Korea is a little bit westernized, a little more westernized compared to Japan. But yeah, let's skip to the requirements. What are the requirements of coming to teach here in Japan? So you must have a bachelor's degree, obviously, from whatever, it doesn't matter. If you have a bachelor's degree in teaching, that's great. If you have a bachelor's degree in any other qualification in general that has nothing to do with teaching, that's also great, as long as you have a bachelor's degree. The other thing that they do accept is an advanced diploma. So if you have an advanced diploma, they can also accept that for you to come teach. Even on JET, they do accept an advanced diploma. If you have a BTech, they accept the BTech to teach in Japan too. So I've gotten a lot of those questions, and luckily the day when we did the live with Mbali, someone actually provided us with that information. So here you go. Advanced diploma, bachelor's degree, or BTech, you can come teach English in Japan, especially from South Africa or other countries too, but specifically South Africans, you can come teach in Japan if you have any of those things. They also want a police clearance from you. They also want a medical health check, and obviously you have to have a valid passport. And also, if you want to live in the countryside specifically, you need to have an international driver's license, which is something that we also got, which I did not mention actually, like in my previous video. We got an international driver's license if you want to drive here in Japan. Yeah, and you can get that from the ADT place. Yeah, there's an ADT place, and they help you get your driver's license. You don't have to do anything really, you just have to apply, pay the money, and then do that. And obviously you need a valid visa, but that comes with when you do get the job through your company and all of that. So also, luckily for us, when you do come to Japan, they don't need you to take your documents or your degree or your qualifications to DERCO or the other place where they verify anything. They don't need any of that. So you come as you are, which is really, really great. Companies to apply to. So the companies you can apply to, obviously, like number one guaranteed company that works with the government is the JET program, which is the one that obviously I'm sure people know about that already. Like, it's a JET program. And then there are other companies that actually do the same thing as the JET program, namely Altia Central. I'll put screenshots of the companies and what they look like over here. JET program, Altia Central, Interact, there's Borderlink. There's so many companies, there's so many companies that hire foreigners to come teach here. My friend is actually working for Kids Duo, which is another company also, but that's totally different from what I'm talking about right now. But yeah, there's a lot of companies that you can apply to. If you don't get in for JET, you can apply to all these other companies to get a job to teach in Japan. Another way to apply is obviously through a recruiter. So that's where I applied. I didn't apply directly to the JET program or anything like that. I applied through a website that connected me to a recruiter who helped me connect with the school, facilitate an interview, and obviously I finally got my job that way. So websites where you can apply to find a job, where you'll get contacted by a recruiter. Two websites that I used, which I'll talk about. The other websites I do not know about, but you can do research because I'm sure you can apply through those other websites too. There's many websites, but the two websites that I applied to that got me my job offers, not just one, but like job offers. The first one is Gaijinpot. The second one is Jobs in Japan. So when you go to Gaijinpot, you will open the website and then you have to register. When you register, you must say that you are out of country, so that when Gaijinpot recommends jobs to you, they'll recommend jobs or like companies that want people that are out of country. Because sometimes companies will say we want someone in country, or companies will say we want someone out of country or in country. It doesn't matter. And then you must also say like the level of Japanese that you have or level of English and all of that stuff. You're basically going to create a CV on these two websites, and then from then on your CV is going to be there on the website all the time. And then when you go search for a job, you're going to say, okay, maybe teaching, even though there are other jobs there. This is not limited, especially these two websites, they're not limited to teaching English only. They are open to other types of jobs, but specifically for teaching, you're going to say teaching, and then maybe your preferred province, prefecture where you want to live. Let's say you want to live in Tokyo, you can say Tokyo, you can say Kyoto, you can say Osaka, you can say wherever in Japan. Jobs specific to that specific province or prefecture will appear, and then you can just say apply for job. The moment you say apply for job, the CV you created in the website gets sent to the company or gets sent to the recruiter that is helping the company look for people, and then the recruiter will message you. So for me, the recruiter emailed me, but I didn't see my email obviously, and then later on that day she called me and said, hey, we are offering you a job, we saw you applied, can we organize an interview? And then you can organize an interview, and then from the interview they'll tell you the next steps of what they will do. The other thing is that obviously the companies sponsor your visa and they'll help you through the process after your job interview. But recruiters are to be trusted, but just double check maybe with other people like on Facebook groups if these recruiters are to be trusted or if this company actually is legit. But yeah, I see a lot of hesitation with people. Like I get a lot of messages of people saying, hey, I got contacted by this recruiter and I'm not sure if it's real or not. It is real. Just like trust your gut, trust your instinct, and also do research and, you know, go with it. Go with the flow. You've got this. Yeah, let's talk about visas. So for visas, right, I came here with a spousal visa. I've said that before. But if I didn't come here with a spousal visa, my company would have sponsored my work visa in any way, because now they are sponsoring my work visa. So I'm not on a spousal visa anymore. I'm on a work visa. I changed my visa from that to work visa. But companies provide you with a visa sponsorship. So make sure that when you read what the company offers you, it says visa sponsorship. Like it must say that, because if they don't do that, then I don't know how you're gonna get here. Yeah, so most companies, I think most companies help you with your visa application process, and they sponsor your visa, which means they tell the immigration or the embassy or whatever that you are going to come to Japan, you're going to work for their company. They're giving you a contract. Once you sign that contract, they will give you documentation, paperwork and stuff like that, whatever, to submit to the embassy, and all of that visa processing will start. So companies are supposed to sponsor your visa, and most companies pay for your visa. I paid for my own visa, which I don't understand why I had to do that, because Jebal didn't have to pay for his visa. The company actually paid for his visa, and they even paid for my visa. So when I got here, they just sponsored my visa in terms of like helping me with immigration, providing paperwork, my contract, and like saying that yes, this is legit, this person's gonna come work for us. Basically, that's what they did. So they do that. They're supposed to do that. And then if you are like a husband and you're coming here, you want to come here with your wife or your kids and stuff like that, whatever, the company also does help you get your wife a work visa, or your children some types of visas that say these people are coming with me and you can come with them. Because I've gotten that question a lot too. Someone was like, hey, I want to come, can I come with my 2 kids and this and this? Yes, you can. And my husband, and all, you can come with anyone you want, as long as obviously your kids have a valid unabridged birth certificate, you have an unabridged marriage certificate, which is something that you need too, by the way, and you can prove that you guys obviously like are married. Like you have to provide your marriage certificate, but it has to be unabridged, because that's the one that moves overseas. You can travel with overseas to come be with your husband. Unabridged birth certificate where you can come and be with your kids and all of that. That's what they need for you to come overseas in terms of like visas, processes, passports and all of that. Yeah. Then the process, when to apply and all of that stuff. Obviously, like the first thing that you're going to do is do research on like where you want to go in Japan, and where you want to live and all of that stuff, because like there's city life, there's village life, there's in between city and rural life here in Japan, and you have to pick, and you have to do research on the type of like place you want to go to. We did a lot of research about coming to Kyoto, so we knew a lot of things about Kyoto and the fact that there are not a lot of natural disasters that happen here. Like it hasn't been hit by a natural disaster in such a long time, even though like that's a story for another day. But anyway, we did a lot of research about Kyoto specifically, so you have to do research about where in Japan you want to come. People normally go to Tokyo because Tokyo is very like international. Like there's a bigger international group there. People also go to Osaka, very big international group. Kyoto, not really, because like Kyoto is like touristy and stuff, but like there's not a lot of like, I don't know, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of international people here. So if you're wanting like a community and people to always hang out with, those 2 specific places might be the best for you. I don't know. If you want to like live a slow life in the countryside, you can also pick a countryside place, whatever, that's up to you. You have to make sure that you start your application process early in time, whether you're doing it for JET or Altea, because Altea, JET, Interact, Borderlink and all of those other places, like it takes a while for your stuff to get processed, right? So you have to apply for a police clearance. You have to wait 4 weeks before you get your police clearance and all. So make sure that you have your documents ready by the time you apply. So get your documents, request your stuff from your university, your transcripts and all of the stuff. Like take a couple of months to prepare all your documents first before you start applying. Then when you have all your documents, then you can start applying and say, hey, I'm ready to apply. I'm gonna provide all these things and blah 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 blah. That's what you need to do, right? And then after applying, depending on the company. So for me, my recruiter, like I got a job, obviously we got here end of July. I got my job in August, somewhere in the middle of August and stuff. I started working in October the 1st. So August, stuff was still getting processed. I was doing like visa stuff, I was interviews, and we're doing like school visits and like signing of contracts, like back and forth. It took like a while. It took like a month and a half for all my stuff to get processed, and that is quick by the standards of coming to teach overseas. Like that is very, very quick. If you work through a recruiter, your process of coming to Japan is gonna be much quicker compared to if you go through the Altea, Interact or JET program route, because the JET program route feels like there's a year turnaround before you can actually get into the country, because like it's like you send them something, they take 3 months to reply. You send them something, they take 2 months to reply. You send them something, they take this much to reply. Like, it's like a long process. So depending on which one you do, like via like the direct hire where you have to go through Jet, or Altia Central where they like you send stuff overseas and they send you a message 3 months later, blah 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 blah, or via a recruiter, because a recruiter coming to Japan with a recruiter seems like it's much quicker. Like the turnaround time is much quicker. So it's up to you. Then when do you start working? Like I said, I got my job in August, somewhere in the middle of August, like the 9th or the 8th of August, and then I started working on the 1st of October. So a month and a half later I started working. My husband applied for Jet stuff in October the previous year, like October 2022, and only came to Japan to start working July 2023. So that's how long it takes to come to the country. Yeah, that's how long it takes for you to start working if you go through Jet, Altia, or Interact. And those are like ALT type of companies, like they do the same thing. So keep that in mind. How much money do you need in order for you to like apply, get your documents and move here and all of that stuff, right? So for the application process, like I think maybe you should save like 5,000 Rand for you to do all of your stuff, like police clearance, depending on where you live. If you live in Pretoria, the police clearance might be easy for you. You can just go there and do it in person, it's fine. But if you don't live close to Pretoria, anything like that, where you have to courier your police clearance and they have to courier it back to you, you need money for that. You need money for your medical health check, and then also you might need to pay to get your transcripts from your university, depending on how your university works. I didn't have to pay for my transcripts from uni, so I just requested them, I got them, it was fine. Devold, on the other hand, had to pay to get his transcripts from UP, so it depends, obviously. So you need money for that. You also need money, obviously, to do your passport if you don't have a passport. I'm hoping that you already have a passport already when you're applying, but if you don't have a passport, obviously you need money to apply for your passport. And then also you need money to send your documents to the embassy, depending on how your company works. If your company, like if you get a recruiter, because my recruiter said I must send them my documents and all of that stuff directly, like via email and all of that. I don't have to send it to the embassy to send it to Japan. It was fine, so I didn't have to pay for that, all of that stuff. But for Jet program, Altia, and all of those whatever places, they'll probably want you to send your documents to the embassy, then from the embassy to Japan and all of that stuff. You might need to pay money to courier all of those documents too, and all of that too. Yeah. For our medical health check, we did a bunch of tests, so that costs like a bit of money, like I think 1,000 to 2,000 Rand of like doing blood tests, urine tests, x-rays, HIV tests, all of these other things. Like they want to make sure that when you come to Japan, you don't have any of these diseases. Yeah, you need around about like maybe 5,000 Rand, like leeway, like loose money, just to get your paperwork and your stuff to get going. And obviously if you live closer to like the city, like Pretoria or whatever, then you don't need that much money for you to do all of these things. But if a company specifically wants you to do specific tests, like medical health tests, you might need money to do those specific medical health tests. Moving costs and stuff. So now again, depending on the company you're gonna be coming with, né? If you're coming with Jet, Altia Central or whatever, there is a potential. Okay, I know with Jet directly that they pay for your flight, they pay for your hotel, they help you transition valid from South Africa to Japan. You don't have to pay for anything, you just have to have your documents, your valid whatever, and you come to the country, you're good, you're smooth. They even pay for you to come all the way to your apartment, they get you settled into your apartment and all of that stuff. That's fine. What you do need though is money to live here for a couple of months before you start getting paid, right? For me, here's the thing about getting a job like with an international company or a private company or whatever, right? The pay scale or how salaries work here in Japan is very different from South Africa. In South Africa, you start working on the 1st of October, you get paid month end of October. It doesn't work like that here in Japan. You start working on the 1st of October, you don't get paid the whole month of October. You work the whole month of November, then you get paid on the 25th of November. So you need money to survive October, November before you get paid. So you need like 2 months worth of salary in order for you to survive before you get paid. So they always like, the company's always owing you money like a month, you know, like they pay you in like behind. I don't know how to explain it, like, yeah. So that was very like shocking for me when I got here. I was just like, why am I not getting paid in October? And everyone kept on saying that, yeah, when you get your salary in November, you get your salary. I'm like, what about October salary? No, you're gonna get October salary in November. You're gonna get November salary in December. You're gonna get December salary in January. So you have to keep that in mind. Like when you come here, you have to have enough money for you to be able to do all of that. If you come with these other companies, Jet or Altea Central, they at least help you get your housing, get it set up and all of that stuff, so you don't have to do much looking and all of that stuff. If you come with a recruiter and all of that, they might help you. They might, not that they are guaranteed to help you, they might help you find an apartment that is foreigner friendly and all of that stuff. Your best bet is actually maybe to come and live in a share house. When you come to Japan, where you get like a room and you share like living space, bathroom with other people and stuff like that, whatever. But yeah, they might not help you maybe to get a house. They might also not pay for your flights or anything like that. But if they do pay for your flights, they will require you to pay for your flights first, and then they'll reimburse you after you worked 2 months for the company. Then they'll reimburse you. It's like with the medical health check too. I had to pay for my medical health check first, and then when I worked for the company for 2 months, and they reimbursed me that medical health check money. So yeah, you have to think about that kind of stuff. And then yeah, that's basically it. The recruiters and stuff like that, like you're coming here for a job and they're expecting you to come here already like prepared and stuff like that, whatever. Whereas on Jet, there's a lot more support. In Altea Central, there's like a lot more support compared to like obviously coming here with a recruiter and all of that stuff. But this is where it's good to have Facebook groups so you can communicate with people. Say, hey, I'm coming to live in Tokyo. Do you guys know what I can do? Communicate with people, get to know people and all of that stuff. Then they can help you like ease your way into the country. What to expect for your job. So depending on which job you do get, I personally do not recommend working with 1-year-olds. I'm so sorry. I'm a high school teacher by profession, so that to me is like a realm of like strange world for me. Like it's a very new world for me. But if you're gonna work as an ALT, like a teacher's assistant or whatever, via Jet, Altea, or Interact, or any of these other companies, you're gonna be working with a co-teacher. I also work with co-teachers, but this job sounds more relaxed. When me and my husband compare our jobs, his job sounds more relaxed. It sounds like he doesn't have a lot of stress and there's not a lot of physical work to do. But work hours here in Japan are from 9 to 5 regardless. It might differ. You might be moved up. It might be from 8:30 to 4:30 or whatever, where you work or whatever. But 9 to 5 is like a thing here. Like it's really like a thing. So be prepared to work. Like you're coming here for a job. You're coming here to work. You're not coming here to relax. So be prepared to work. If you're working for international companies, and most international companies seem like they want kindergarten teachers, or not even kindergarten teachers, like pre crash teachers, like basically like to be with 1-year-olds, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds. That's the jobs that are available. That was the jobs like that. Those were the jobs that were available when I was applying. Like a lot of those jobs, like there's so many of those jobs that were available when I was applying. You can apply for those, and then to come work here, like it is really like physically taxing. Like it's hard work, but you do get paid a lot. So yeah, compared to South Africa. So yeah, you have to be prepared to work. I work 9 to 5 on the dot. I wake up at 5 a.m. I come back home at 6:45. That's very late. And I help the kids a lot. Like the kids are not independent. Like there's a lot of like feeding, diaper changing, helping them brush teeth, helping them wipe their nose, helping them sit, helping them sleep, picking them up. Like all of these things, like it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Helping them wipe their bum after they poop, like it's a lot of work. So you must come here with that mindset that you are coming here to work hard, especially if you're gonna work for those specific international companies via recruiters and all of that stuff. And obviously like they are like different age groups, but the most age group that's in demand right now is the age group 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 age group is the one that's in demand, and 1, 2, 3 age group is the one where you have to do a lot of like motherly type work basically. And they hardly hire men, by the way. I should say that, like they don't hire men for intimate care for children. Like, it's a thing here in Japan. I think it's like a law or rule or something, where 1, 2, 3 years of age, like, they don't really hire men there. So there's a lot of women that work there, because we have to deal with a lot of like kids, like private and personal parts, and I don't think they feel comfortable with men doing that kind of job in these type of schools. So yeah, be prepared to work if you're gonna come here. What are the benefits, right? So the benefits for being a assistant teacher via JET, Altea, Interact, and all the other companies I've mentioned underneath here is that they do help you with housing. Like, they get the house for you, so you don't have to pay like key money and all of these things and blah blah blah. Like, there's a lot of things there's a lot of things if you want to come here and live as a foreigner that you have to do. But if you are lucky enough to get into any of these other companies, then you don't have to pay for key money, you don't have to pay for all of these. Like, they get you the house, they pay for your transportation from your house to your work, they pay for your flight, might pay for a flight, might reimburse you your money back for your flight. They help you get a car if you live in a rural area and you need a car to travel with and all of that stuff. And yeah, basically, like, there's a lot of support when it comes to that side. In terms of like the recruiters side, they didn't help me get a house or anything like that. So, but the benefits are still, I get transportation money, so I don't have to use my own personal money. Every month I get transportation allowance from my house to work, like, only though, like, nothing outside that route. From your house, they calculate from your house to work, they pay you that money. They also subsidize my medical health insurance, or like medical aid. So I think they're paying for part of my medical aid. I think, I'm still not sure exactly, but I think they are. The other benefit in general of being in Japan, compared to my home country, is that it's much safer here. The quality of life is somewhat better. That's debatable. It's somewhat better in the sense that the country is very efficient and convenient. Like, public transportation works, things work. Like, if you're in trouble or you want to go to the hospital or the elevator is broken, something, like, things just work. Like, things work. Like, there's no delay in anything. There's electricity, there's water. The crime rate is very low. Like, if you lose something in the train station, you can find it and all of that stuff. So yeah, there's job benefits and there's like benefits of living in the country in general. Obviously, some people might not agree with some of those things, like, to say, because everyone has their own personal preferences. But yeah, those are some of the benefits that I can think of. The better quality of life one is very, very like important to me, because like, I'm not a person with noise. Like, I like listening to music and all of that stuff, but I'm not a person with noise. And it's very quiet in Japan. People respect your personal space, your boundaries and all of that stuff. So there isn't a lot of people just like, you know, jumping on you for no reason. And then the salary range. So in South Africa, as a new teacher, I think like post level 1, I was expected to get paid 18,000 rand, maybe. That's like before deduction, and that was like for a government school. And for a private school, I once got offered like 10,000 rand, like before deduction. That was my salary. And the previous school I used to work at, child, after deduction, I used to take home like almost like 12,000 rand, which was very, very little. Like, you don't get paid a lot as a teacher in South Africa, which is not nice. And also, here's the thing, working in South Africa as a teacher, the more experience you have, the more money you make. Obviously, like, every year you get an increment or, you know, like pay bump or whatever, which is not a lot. Here in Japan, no work experience, you just fresh out of university, you get paid somewhere from 36,000, 37, 38,000 rand just in J. Like, fresh out of university, you come teach here, you get paid that much. Obviously, the like living expenses are also a little bit more, but you still get paid more. You get triple paid, double paid more what you normally get paid in South Africa, which is really, really good. Like, the salary here is really competitive. It's even better in other countries too, other parts of Asia. South Korea probably pays you more. China probably pays you more. But obviously, like, speaking about Japan specifically, like, that's the salary range you are to expect, like somewhere from the 30 something going up. And also that depends from company to company, but these specific companies that do like assistant teaching and wara housing, whatever, that's where your salary range will start, like from 36, 37, 38, 39,000 going up. And every year you get like a salary increase. You don't get one bonus a month, then that's your money for that month. No, when they increase your money, when they say, okay, you started your contract in July, you're gonna get a pay bump. If you're getting paid 36,000, now you're gonna get paid 39,000. You're gonna get paid 39,000 the rest of the year, like 39,000 every month until the next year, where you get another pay bump again, and then you get paid 42,000. Now it's 42,000 the whole time. You know, it's like that. So yeah, that's how things work. That's how salaries work with recruiters and private companies and international companies. Obviously, like the salary range is like it differs. It's up to you which company you pick. I picked my company because they, out of most companies, they paid the most. Like the salary was the most compared to other companies, so I picked them because of that also. But yeah, that's basically the salary range that you will get when you come to Japan. And obviously you can compare it to other countries, and you can compare from company to company, and you can pick which one is the best for you. I don't know if I've heard people that live like in the US or in the UK saying that the salary is very little here in Japan for them compared to their country. But for South Africans, it's a lot of money for South Africans compared to what we get paid, especially as a teacher, because I worked as a teacher. It's a lot. Let's talk some cons. So some negative parts about obviously like living here in Japan. So for me, when I came to Japan, obviously like I came here with rose-colored glasses. I thought, I'll live and work in Asia. It's gonna feel like a holiday and all of that stuff. It does not feel like a holiday. The work culture here is very, very different from South Africa. I mean, we have a more relaxed style of like work culture, work environment and all of that. They don't have that here. Like everything is like hustle and bustle like all the time. Like people are rushing to get into the train, people are rushing to go to work, people are like, there's always like a rush in the morning. I'm just like, can you all chill? And also like the work hours feel very long because the start of the day is delayed, in my opinion. Like if I went to work, if I started work at 7, like I normally did start work at 7, and I'd end my day at 3, that would be okay for me. But here they stick to the 9 to 5 on the dot, and there's no such a thing as like going home on a Friday at 1:30, because that's what we used to do like at schools in South Africa. There's no such thing. Like you have to work 9 to 5 every day, 24 hours a day, like all the time and all of that. It's a lot. Like the work culture here is obviously very, very different, and it's very shocking to the system when you get here, and it might take a little bit of getting used to when you get here. The other con is the weather. The weather in Japan is very extreme. It doesn't matter which way. Like the only nice part now, because this is the first time I'm experiencing spring, their spring is nice. Their spring is bearable. It's okay. It's very nice. Like this is South African summer. Their spring is like South African summer, you know, like it's nice. Like it's like February, March. Like this is like nice weather that we're having right now. But the summer, horrible, really horrible, really humid. There's always these stereotypes, it's so hot in Africa. Maybe it's not hot in South Africa, but nothing compares to here. Like I feel like I'm getting boiled in a pot in a steam room, and there's a heater on, and I'm in a volcanic thing. Like it's flipping hot. It feels like it's 100 degrees Celsius. That's how it feels. It feels terrible. And then the winter is 6 months long, which makes no sense to me. Like how is half of the year cold? And it's not even bearable cold. It's like -7, -8, snowing one day, raining next day, and it's so cold that your face is like freezing. You feel like you're gonna get like frostbite or something. It's so cold. It's really, really cold. So if you're someone from South Africa, from a nice chilled country where the weather is normal and average, it might be a very huge shock to your system when you come here. And then the next thing, natural disasters. Like I said before, we picked Kyoto because when natural disasters happen around the Japan mainland, main islands and all of that stuff, like it hasn't hit from what we studied on the internet. It doesn't hit Kyoto, like, you know, directly. So we feel earthquakes and all of that stuff, but like we're never like in the epicenter of where things happen. Please God, let that not be the case ever. But we came to this specific prefecture because of that. Like, they don't have a lot of natural disasters, but there are natural disasters. There's earthquakes, there's active volcanoes in this country, there's tsunamis, there's typhoons, there's landslides, there's so many things. There's so many things that, like, I didn't even know I had fears and phobias of specific things until I came here. And if you've never experienced a natural disaster ever in your life, the moment you experience one of these earthquakes, typhoons, somethings, yellow dust, that's another thing. Like, there's dust coming from the deserts of China that covers the whole skies were yellow, and you couldn't breathe, and your nose would be blocked, and air quality was bad and dangerous to breathe in, so you either had to wear a mask. Like, it's a lot, like, of those things coming from South Africa, where, if I do say so myself, it's a dream to live in our country. Like, you never know how good you have it until you go to other people's countries. I swear, we hardly have any natural disasters. We don't have volcanoes, we don't have earthquakes, we don't have all these random other things that they have here in this country. Like, we have it good. When you have a earthquake in this country, you will rethink your life and rethink your life choices. Not to scare you or anything like that, but I'm just telling you, like, natural disasters are a thing. And the positive thing about Japan is that their country is basically like built with infrastructure which is suitable to accommodate all of these things, but still And then the last con for me specifically, I don't know, like, we come from like a rainbow country, blah 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 blah, and when people like want to say something to you, they say it to your face. There's a lot of like microaggressions here in Japan, and people are not real. Like, they don't say what they mean. They always have like this facade, which is really difficult for you to read people and get to know people and stuff like that. Like, I really struggle with that a lot, and like that really does bother me. Yeah, it's weird. Like, even if people don't like something, they'll pretend like they like it just to be nice, and then they'll say something bad about it to someone else behind your back, which is like, I don't understand that culture. Like, and it's like ingrained in them. Like, most people are like that. They have like this polite face in front of you, and then at home they have like this real, you know, expression, whatever. Oh, when they're drunk, they express their true, you know, colors and stuff. Also, you need to have like a thick skin when you get here, because depending on the type of person you look like, if you're white or Caucasian, people might be doing microaggressions with you, being a little bit racist or whatever. It's not going to be that much. But if you're black, it's over. Like, you stand out. There's a lot of Asian people here. Like, it's Japan. Like, this is their country. Like, it's Japanese people. Like, there's a lot of Japanese people. There are a lot of foreigners and stuff, but like, it's a lot of Japanese people here. You stand out. So sometimes you get into an elevator, and someone will close the door before you get there, or in a train, someone will not sit next to you, or in a bus, someone will not sit next to you, or when you walk past, someone will walk jumpa strata, like, you know, they go to the next side of the street to walk away from you, or turn around, whatever. There's a lot of that. So if you come here, you have to have a bit of like thick skin in order for you to handle such things, so you don't get too offended. I got offended at some point, but I was like, ugh, whatever, man. You know, like, I eventually got over it at some point, because I'll ask my like other colleagues who are white, like, hey, do you experience it? Like, no, I don't experience that. Like, Japanese people are great, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. But if I ask like my black colleagues, like, oh, have you, and they're like, yeah, this and this has happened, blah blah blah, so I'm like, okay, I felt a little bit better that it was not like targeted at me, because sometimes, like, when you don't have people that look like you around you who you can share these experiences with, it feels like a lot. But yeah, be prepared to deal with microaggressions. There are some Japanese people that are racist and might say something to you or behave in a certain way towards you or whatever. So just be prepared for that, because at the end of the day, like, it is their country at the end of the day. And I don't know what's gonna happen if something racist happens and you have to go to the police. I've never had to encounter any of that. I just avoid such things. I just stay away. I mind my business. and that's that. But I have to grow a thick skin because there's a lot of microaggressions and passive aggressive attitudes. Even at work, it might be like that. So you have to be and they're very ignorant, like some of my co-workers will say the most outrageously, like, and I'm just like, that's okay to you, you know. But anyway, and then last but not least, interview tips. So tips about your job interview: obviously appear presentable, wear something formal, be prepared, show up on time, and also like speak very eloquently and like, you know, professional, and speak very good and highly about yourself. You know, even if you've not done something, be up for the challenge. Like with me, I knew very well that I knew nothing about babies when I was going, not nothing, but like I knew nothing about being with 1-year-olds and 2-year-olds when I started my job. But you know what, I told them, like, I'm willing to learn, like I'm willing to try, like I'm a fast learner, like I like to take on a challenge and all of that stuff. Like, be very optimistic and always smile a lot. Like, I know I haven't been smiling that much in this video because I'm thinking, but you have to be like, hi, how are you, this is very good. Like, they like someone, like, I don't know why, because yeah, but they always tell you like smile. Even at work, smile, like smile. So always smile, be professional, know what you're talking about. Don't give away a lot of your personal information to the people. Like, don't give away too much of your personal life. Like, tell them like, I see myself working for this company for a long time, I really want to learn, I'm interested in, I love working with kids, and tell them about your teaching philosophy. Like, do all of those things. Like, sell yourself very good, but don't sell yourself with lies. Like, don't be coming here saying I have a master's degree and you don't have that master's degree. Like, don't do that. But sell yourself, and also sell yourself to a point where you know that you are gonna be capable to do those things. Because with me, I sold myself and I told myself, okay, cool, sharp, when I get to the job, like, I am a fast learner, and I did prove that I'm a fast learner. Like, take notes, ask as many questions as possible. By the way, that's very, very important. Ask as many questions, even if the questions sometimes might sound ridiculous. Like, are you gonna provide me with assistance of like flight tickets? Are you guys gonna sponsor my visa? Will you help me with housing if I come to Japan? If not, like, is there a website or like, you know, housing agents? Because there's like a lot of those people here, like they help you find a house or whatever. Are there those people that can help me, blah 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 blah, all of these things. Like, ask as many questions as possible, and also do your research. Please do your research. I'll provide you with as much information as I possibly can, but like, also please do your research and you will ace your interview. And yeah, my interview was online. It was via Skype, I think. I think it was via Skype. So make sure you have good internet connection. You're sitting at a place where there's like nice light and they can see, and there's like nothing distracting you in the back here, and it's quiet, and you just like be friendly, be nice, show your personality, and yeah, take it from there. See what they say. So yeah, that's it for this video. I don't want to make it any longer than it is. I think it's very, very long. But yeah, I'm wishing you guys the best of luck with applying to come to Japan, with everything and all the information I've provided you. Good luck. If you have any more other questions, you can drop them in the comment sections down below. And if someone else also has more information about what I spoke about today and wants to add something or wants to correct something, please do leave it in the comment section down below. And please don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.